We can do money matches. Yeah, best of 7.
Hi Johnny Moy. Wanna hotbox a kitten and snort coke off of dead hookers with me next LAN?
It sounds good, Dimebag JMS. Hotbox a kitten. I like it. Let's hotbox a kitten together at the next LAN. I appreciate the 3 though. Thanks for the support. Here we go. Kaydop versus Fairy Peak. These guys have played against each other a lot in the past, and as far as I know, Kaydop has the edge. And of course, recently Kaydop's been on a tear. He's on a 5 series winning streak on stream. He's taken down, if I can remember correctly, well, most recently Scrubkilla, which is a ridiculous victory. Devo, which is another very, very prestigious win. Lil Player. Who else? He's taken down 2 other players consecutively. Look at the mind game kickoff from Kaydop, by the way, just approaching so slowly. We're expecting to see a lot of that from these guys. They'd like to mix it up a ton on face-off. The title should be updated. By the way, if you're fresh, I definitely tried to update it. I've clicked update 5 times now, so it should work. Who else has Kaydop beaten recently? I can tell you this much: he's definitely on a winning streak on my stream. He's been beating a ton of people. Very impressive stuff. Now he's gonna have a big test though. It's Fairy Peak. He's got a kickoff goal and he's blasted in a second goal. Definitely a boomer coming out here from Fairy Peak. Waits for the bounce and destroys it. Just slams it right in. Kaydop expected the ground play from Fairy. Fairy just going for the long shot instead. I really feel like Kaydop should have seen that coming. Of course, Fairy Peak had its debut on stream, demolished Doomsy. Then, of course, he lost to Cuxer in the biggest prize pool 1v1 show match ever in Rocket League. And then more recently, he has beaten Chaussette, who is also a very high-level French 1v1 player. France, definitely one of the best 1v1 countries in Rocket League with Kaydop, Chaussette, and Fairy Peak. Fairy Peak able to take down Chaussette. Now he's probably got a harder task in his hands, going up against Kaydop. And Kaydop does get 1 back after Fairy Peak beamed the flick here. You didn't get the very good flick. Misspelled the name in the title, did I? Oh, I did. That's what you guys are telling me. Oh, see? That's a useful piece of information. Somebody telling me that I misspelled it. See, everybody is saying title. I'm not gonna change it if you just say title. Kaydop with this full alpha set here, looking very fancy indeed. Boost steal, and immediately committing to the off-the-wall air dribble is Kaydop, but Fairy Peak's already on the wall, ready to go high if need be, and collects the boost in the far side. Oh my goodness, look at that delayed flick by Fairy. Sends it high over the crossbar. Ridiculous acceleration he got on the ball right there. Kaydop might have fashioned a goal out here, actually. Can he get the tight angle shot? Yes, he can. Fairy's there to save it, though. Impressive recovery by Fairy Peak. Can't stop the Kaydop. It's hard to say that. Look at this, another just really quick transition from a challenge into a shot from Fairy Peak. The speed at which he's able to just take Kaydop out of the game, one touch, and blasts it on the volley. Like, Fairy Peak in the match that we saw against Chaussette was mixing up his shots very, very well. He went for half volleys and volleys. Well, full volleys, which I know a couple of people have been asking what do I mean with that terminology. I pretty much use the terminology that we use in UK football, which is a half volley is hitting the ball right after it bounces, and a full volley is hitting it clean before the bounce. But what on earth? Speaking of hitting it before the bounce, I don't know what on earth happened here. I think Fairy Peak did a bit of both. He might have hit this before it hit the post and after. Yeah, he just got a perfect rebound into his own goal. He was feeling threatened by Kaydop's pop across the net. Quite an aggressive move there by Kaydop, actually, to just try and lift the ball clean over the top of Fairy Peak. Like using his double jump, actually, just to try and pop it. It's very, very aggressive. It usually, if it doesn't result in a goal, will result in either a boost steal at the far side for himself or indeed a turnover of possession. Oh my goodness, Kaydop with more aggression, going for a bump, and he doesn't even get close. Fairy Peak just gets the open net run in. And the thanks in the chat. Oh, Fairy Peak with the bad manner. I love it. He dodges Kaydop's bump and then says thanks in the chat. That is savage. Coming out from Fairy Peak. If we spam enough, Johnny will notice eventually. See, this is why I like spam. Because you guys, it's like a democracy. You can decide what the best message is in the chat. And if you all type it, I might notice. Okay, I'm definitely not a fan of that from Kaydop. He's going to get a goal from it, but this approach was so messed up by the ball camera. Look, the ball camera is trying to confuse Kaydop this entire time. And luckily for him, Fairy Peak did not clear that ball. But the move, the aggressive move there by Kaydop was not a very clean one. I would much prefer if he turned off ball cam right there. But of course, he does love to leave ball cam on sometimes. Much like Alex161. I'm honestly amazed at the fact that they can control it at all with the ball cam on, but you know, at times I'm just like, this would be so much easier with the ball cam off. Why is he leaving it on? As Fairy Peak gets a 5th goal this game. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be expecting Kaydop to be the victor here, but this is definitely going to be a close game. They've played against each other a ton, and as far as I know, Kaydop is the slight favorite, but it is not a one-sided matchup at all. Look at this, what a throw by Kaydop. Again, just so good at getting the ball from the ground to the car to the goal. 1, 2, 3. Even Fairy Peak giving him a nice one for that. Notice what made that goal so special is he didn't even have much more than 20 boost there. Kaydop with another bump. This time he properly gets Fairy Peak out of the game and tries to set up a immediate shot. Doesn't work, but Fairy Peak's giving him another one. Pre-jump dodge by Fairy to get the save. Recovering for his open net. And has he actually got the goal here? Yes, he has. Fairy Peak, very impressive dribbling. Gets a great read on what Kaydop is doing. Takes it to the left of him. Of course, if you see your opponent turning to their right, getting the ball to go to your left is definitely the best decision. Just because you're going to put it behind them. If they turn right and then you also move the ball right, then they're just going to you're going to run straight into them.
Small, but let's start a prize pool.
Let's start a prize pool. All right.
Love you, Johnny.
I'll
start
a prize pool. Hold on. Let me I will honor that, the ugly ass carrot. I will honor that. As always. Because I know how to do it pretty quick now, so hopefully we can just get it bang, 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 and ready to go. Bang. There we go. Did it. So every donation during this series will go to the prize pool. If you want to donate to me, then don't donate during the series because it goes to the players. But of course, most of you know that already. I just have to say that in case anybody doesn't know. That's a really smart approach there by Kaydop. He goes for the double jump lift again. He's done that a few times this game rather. And there's the delayed kickoff by Fairy Peak. It's so awkward to play kickoffs against these guys because they just mix up their approach so much, even during a single game. They'll go for a slow approach followed by a fast and followed by another slow one. How did this go in? This ball just went straight across Fairy's car. That touch, definitely a misplay by Fairy. He's trying to pop it high into the corner. Okay, yeah, that looked like it hit Fairy Peak's car. Neither of these guys saying anything in the chat. So maybe it was just us that saw that, but I saw it first time, saw it again in the replay. The ball totally hit his car there. The ball totally hit his car. So it might have been a bug. Oh, Kaydop with the mind games! Gets Fairy a good one here. That's tied the game. Oh my goodness, Kaydop. Gets Fairy to jump, and then he just slow rolls it in as well. Fairy must be feeling pretty silly after that one. Save the replay and check. Let me see if I can... Okay, I'll try and remember to save that. I want to check it later. Fairy going for a wall shot. Of course, he was in that perfect position to do it. Thanks, Poka. I was surprised to see Fairy actually dodging through that ball, though, because you can just kind of chip the ball from that position in your own... if the ball's on the wall in your own half, you can just launch it with a chip. The triple thanks from Fairy Peak. Oh my word. Kaydop left the ball here. He'll be immediately regretting that because Fairy Peak's blasted it in the top corner and he's given us the triple thanks. This is savage. I've never seen this from Fairy Peak before. The savagery in the chat. Kaydop tries another late kickoff. But of course Fairy Peak knows that might be a possibility. Make sure not to hit the ball straight down the middle. Oh my goodness, Kaydop just scored it anyway. I thought that ball was going to hit the line. But it's just gone clean over. Fairy Peak cannot have seen that coming. He's going to be thinking, no way has Kaydop done that. Oh, it's squeezed in. So close to the line, but it actually gone in. If that touched the ground before crossing the line, it would have been 0 seconds, and that would have been Fairy Peak GG game 1 in the bag. But here comes Kaydop for another one. Fairy with a save though. Kaydop boost steal. Will he leave the ball this time? No, he's having better ideas than doing that twice in a row. Fairy Peak's got the possession anyway, and he outplays Kaydop. Recovery and the pop. That will do it for game 1. Kaydop. He didn't want to just leave the ball to give Fairy the dribble. You saw him try to go for the interference, but he pretty much just passed it to Fairy anyway. And GG, pretty interesting game 1 by these guys. Fairy Peak actually takes it. And yeah, like I've said before, what was it? It was like a 6th goal or something. Fairy Peak Matrix, call it. No, we won't check replay now. We'll check it after the series. I don't want to waste these guys' time. Kaydop with 15 shots. Kaydop, I was talking to one of my mates earlier about Kaydop's playstyle, and he's like a completely transformed player. I would encourage all of you guys to go and find, I believe the first time that Kaydop played on my stream was against Maestro, I think. Was it? It was something like that. But anyway, if you just go and look months ago, Kaydop played on my stream, and he was just such a defensive player. Like, he sat in goal pretty much. Like, when he's one of those guys that when his opponent would have the ball, he would just go and sit in his goal and wait for them to take a shot, and then he would try and save it and counterattack. And if that didn't work, he would just go back to his goal and wait for the next attack to happen. Like, that was his playstyle. And it actually worked. He got to, like, I think 6th or 5th in the leaderboard. Maybe even higher, 4th or 3rd. Purely by being one of the best goalkeepers in the world and having, like, really deadly counterattacks. So, if you want an interesting juxtaposition to Kaydop's current playstyle, go and watch his first ever appearance on my channel. And then watch one of his more recent ones, such as his 1v1 against Scrub Killer. You will be amazed. They look like 2 completely different players, because Kaydop now is so much more threatening than Kaydop then. You know, bringing aggression into offense way more. But oh my goodness, what a catch. Fairy is definitely giving Kaydop a difficult series here. He might have left the open net, and he has. Kaydop blasts it from the halfway line. He knew that Fairy might take a wider line here. So Fairy got that flip towards the mid boost was the misplay. It's a small thing, but just taking that slightly curved route back to net was enough to concede a goal. He needed to immediately, as soon as the ball rolled up the wall in Kaydop's half, he needed to make a beeline for his goal, or else Kaydop can just shoot into the open net, and that's what happened. Fairy did get his first goal this game from that exact position that we just saw him shoot from, but this time Kaydop was equal to the shot. Oh my goodness, Fairy's challenging. So impressive. He didn't even leave anything up to risk here. Just a very clean challenge. And again, just intercepting Kaydop, waiting to see what Kaydop's going to do, and then jumping in. I really like that challenge by Fairy Peak. He didn't like just go for a 50-50. There's the delayed face-off again. And it's set up a shot, and he's dodged into it again. I'm really curious to see why Fairy is dodging into the ball in this position. Because of course it will take him out of the game. Being demoed might have actually been favourable there, guys. It might have actually been favourable for Fairy to be demoed in that situation, because he had jumped off the wall and he landed in Kaydop's half with pretty much no boost, if any at all. And then Kaydop just demoed him, sending him back into his defensive corner with boost. So that's an interesting thought maybe. Look at this power on the volley by Fairy Peak. Most people would have just let that bounce. Fairy Peak blasts it. Absolute boomer. From the halfway line, like legit boomer right there, from the volley, not even a half volley, he just volleyed that, which is harder to get the power from. A very big, very impressive use of the Octane hitbox, using the front top corner of the car to absolutely blast it. And there's the trap, Fairy Peak, he's throwing goal again, beautiful transition from defense to offense. He just jumps up here, traps the ball on the wall, and immediately lands on his wheels for the immediate recovery. Perfect use of the wall right there from Fairy. 4-1. I bet this is not what I expected at all. Fairy Peak looking comfortable at the moment. He's just so efficient in transitioning from defense to offense. He's getting the better of Kaydop, an in-form Kaydop as well. A Kaydop who has beaten Devo and Scrub very recently on stream. Oh, sorry, I was going to say earlier, but then I got distracted by a play. But yeah, the prize pool split. First $100 of any prize pool that is amounted will go to the winner. And then beyond that, the prize pool will be split 65-35 percentages. Oh, sorry, I just punched my microphone. Like 65% to the winner, 35 to this loser. Just to get a bit more of a fair split. I think that that's the best solution I've been able to come up with to this date. Oh, Kaydop. Just getting underneath there. He didn't want to stay underneath too long though.
Still love you. Moi moi.
AFK Bismuth accidentally subbing for the 3rd month in a row because he can't turn off auto subscribe. I appreciate it, dude. Welcome back. And the red badge upgrade as well. Looking good, buddy. Kaydop again. Very ball cam heavy here, which is sometimes looking pretty awkward. Like he could have slightly more stable vision if he turned off ball cam there, but he's deciding to leave it on. Is Fairy actually gonna go for a shot? Oh, yes, he is, and he gets it. What a finish by Fairy! That is a sick shot. He jumped off so early, and Kaydop saw him jump off. Like Kaydop saw that, so he knew he had to go for a save. But he's accidentally got on the wrong side of the ball. Fairy Peak just dumps it right down, 5-2. That was a great shot by Fairy, though. Hey, LeeQK, thanks for the sub. Struggling to read your name, but I appreciate it, dude. Could have used the Twitch Prime in any channel on Twitch that has a sub button, but you've used it here, and for that, I thank you. But yeah, guys, if this game tells us nothing else, it should definitely tell us that absolutely blasting the ball is pretty effective. Fairy Peaks had so many goals from just absolutely booming it. But Kaydop, very deft touch here. Look at that, just lifts it in at the near post. He knew that all he had to do was get some height on it, and Fairy would not be able to get the save because Fairy was anticipating a low shot. Really well done there by Kaydop. He identified that Fairy was in an awkward position, shadowing. Is Kaydop going to go for a light touch and a shot? Yes, he is, but Fairy reads it. Beautiful play by Fairy. It's very dangerous. You've got to look out for players like Kaydop in that position. He'll just go for a light touch and then go for a half volley immediately after. So you've got to meet the ball as it bounces, or else you're going to get taken out of the game. Fairy is savage right now in the chat, giving Kaydop a great pass after Kaydop's aerial whiff. So Kaydop definitely feeling the pressure here. He's definitely feeling the pressure. And Kaydop's delayed kickoff really didn't work there at all. I don't know, I've not seen enough of these delayed face-offs to know all of the different permutations and interactions based on the approaches of both players. But that one, Fairy hit the ball into Kaydop. Kaydop hit it right back into Fairy, then Fairy got another touch. So it's a bit of a weird interaction going in Fairy's favor. But this time, I think Fairy's going to go for, yeah, he's just trying to beam Kaydop out of the way. But Kaydop a little bit too fast, gets the open net shot. It was Zaner 5000, by the way. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. And I looked away for a split second. I wish I didn't. And I'm so glad that this is gonna be a replay, because what on earth? I'm like, guys, what did I miss? Like, what? The fake kickoff in 1v1. I know how to fool my opponent. I'm gonna do a fake kickoff in 1v1. He'll never see this coming. But then you go for the fake kickoff in 1v1. Your opponent also goes for the fake kickoff. What? So that's one I've definitely never seen before. The double fake kickoff in 1v1. Only in a French 1v1 game would you see that. But Kaydop's got a lot of work to do. I don't see it happening. Fairy looking like he might double his lead right here. Up by 2 with 9 on the clock. Yeah, the double with kickoff. The funny part is I looked away for no more than 3 seconds to read who subbed. Then I looked back and they both missed the ball. I'm calling it a fake kickoff. I know they just missed it. It's funnier if you call it a fake. That was actually on net. Fairy dunked that one, but the time is up. It won't roll in. 2-0 on the score though. Kaydop with a lot of work to do. He's going to be glad that I made this a best of 7, or he'd have to be defending 3 match points in a row right here. Thanks for the chairs, guys. Seeing all the Swift Rages coming in. I love that they did that you can share emotes. It looks so funny. It looks so stupid. Put that up here a little bit more. That took a while to start this game. I wonder what the delay was. Fairy missed and hit Kaydop, which beamed him. Seriously? Fairy missed and he beamed Kaydop? No way. He did the bean face off where you just missed the ball and hit your opponent. That's incredible. Hey Fester Van, thanks for the sub, dude. Appreciate it. 2 months, welcome back. And speaking of beanage, Kaydop just got completely done right here. Oh, he tried to hit the ball right into Fairy, but Fairy just backed off, let it hit him, and then rolled it on through. So this is, yeah, Kaydop beaned Fairy, I should say. Sorry, I got mixed up because they both have Mock in their name. Looks like Fairy's definitely had the best of the face-offs though, which is impressive because Kaydop's face-off definitely up there with the best of them. He was giving Scrub a run for his money just the other day. Who got the boost here? Let's find out. Fairy did, because he would not be this aggressive if he did not pick up that boost. Oh, he killed the bounce dribble though. Definitely not what he was going for. Might work out in his favor though. You notice when he killed that bounce dribble and the ball started rolling straight at Kaydop, pretty much point blank range, Fairy did not go for a dodge into the ball, which is really smart. Because if he had dodged into the ball, then he might have landed like pretty much at the back wall and Kaydop could have just turned around and scored. And speaking of turning around and scoring, Fairy Peak just muscles Kaydop off the boost at the back and then turns around and scores okay, and then bounces off the top of the ball. Hopefully we get to see this again. This is what happens, folks, if you accidentally hit the top of the ball on face-off. What the? I still am a bit surprised at that little interaction there, but usually that happens a lot more in low-level games when somebody, like, the ball will be here and somebody will like hit the top of the ball on the face-off and they just bounce off the top of it. That's why it's always better to hit the ball either absolutely dead center or like on the lower half. That dodge by Fairy just to collect the ball and the boost in one motion. Very smart. And NJSLC, by the way, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. Look at the speed of Fairy's throws. Perfect timing on the delayed flick. That is absolutely deadly. And he identifies Kaydop's fake challenge, throws it over to him. The consistency of these throws is out of this world. This is crazy. Well, look at this from Kaydop's eyes. Look at that. He just delays his throw, perfectly positions his car behind the ball, air rolls into it, and then booms it underneath the crossbar. That whole play was just very smart by Fairy, identifying the fake kick or the fake challenge of Kaydop, not committing too early. Holy cow, what a throw. That was impressive. And the pre-jump save. Fairy is on fire right now. How do you stop this man? His shots are boomers. His throws are ridiculous. He's even popped it by accident. How do you stop him? This guy is insane. He's definitely on the ball today, and the ball is on Kaydop. And Kaydop, with a flick of his own, not as deadly, but deadly enough. The demo after the fact. Kaydop could have done more with this, but he did well enough to get it away from Fairy. And Fairy actually challenging off his goal line. That's a bit of a misplay by him. Of course, if you want to challenge like that, like Fairy just did, it's better to stay like as close to your goal as possible, just to give yourself the maximum amount of time to intersect the ball's trajectory. And kickoff goal revenge coming in. Another very strange one. Both players kind of going inside the ball momentarily. What toothpaste do I use? I think a Colgate at the moment. Good question. There was this one toothpaste. I think it was, when we were at the LAN in Amsterdam, like I was rooming with Jazer for the first 2 nights, and Marky Duda and Greasy were next door in the next room. Oh, hold on, hold that thought. Fairy Peak is Devo, so we'll stop that story for just a moment. Kaydop should have had that clear, but we're glad he didn't because Fairy had the Devo rebound. Very well done. Anyway, I was gonna say, so I was rooming with Jazer, and what do you call it? Marky and Greasy are next door, and then I forgot toothpaste, or no, Greasy and Marky forgot to bring toothpaste, I think, And my toothpaste, I forgot that you're not allowed to take toothpaste on the plane unless it's a small like container. So I had to chuck it in the bin because I like showed up with this huge toothpaste tube, and then I was like, oh, I can't take that on the plane. It's too big. And it was like, it was in my carry-on luggage. So I was like, oh nah, I'm a bean man. So I had to put it back, or I had to bin it. So we showed up with no toothpaste between us, but Jazer, of course, the most professional among us, he had toothpaste. And it was the Oral-B toothpaste. I was like, dude, this is amazing. I saw this on that advert with the dentist, and it had like the edgy camera. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like, yeah, we're filming this advert. I swear, it's totally undercover. They have no idea we're here. We're going to turn the camera sideways just to try and make you guys fully immersed into this undercover advert thing. And I was like, this is so stupid. I'm never buying this toothpaste. But yeah, I tried it because Jazer had it, and it's actually legit. I was like, yeah. I believe it now. The dentist probably did suggest that people should use this. It's pretty good, so that's what I'd say. There you go. I'm not sponsored by any toothpaste, but if I was, I would definitely want to be sponsored by Oral-B because it's pretty legit. The Jazer toothpaste improves your freestyles by at least 60% every time. But yeah, while this has all been ongoing, Kaydop with a lot of work to do again. Fairy continues to impress, but you know, Kaydop, he's hanging in there. Cheeky little move there by Kaydop. Fakes an air roll shot. I don't know if Fairy would have even noticed that, but Kaydop, he jumped an air roll to the side to feign that he's going to go for an air roll shot across the net. And then he just corrected that, landed flat, and went for the pop across the net from the half volley. I don't know if Fairy would have actually seen Kaydop air roll, but that's just another thing. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Pretty smart move by Kaydop if that was premeditated. Like actually going for the fake air roll shot, like air rolling to indicate that you're gonna go for an air roll shot, and then just landing flat. Very interesting. Kaydop down by 3, and he elects for a power shot, which is never gonna work on the first try. And it, you know, the fact that that power shot was on target is the aspect of it that I'm questioning. Like if he wants to go for pressure, he should be firing this as high as possible, just blast it at the crossbar, instead of shooting on target. And he might actually get a goal here. Yes, he will. It's just going to go in directly. Fairy not able to win out this 50-50. Kaydop is doing this a lot against Scrub, just winning 50-50s, like way into Scrub's half. And actually scoring off of it.
Fairy Peak must use Oral-B.
Fairy Peak must use Oral-B. There's the fake kickoff, or the delayed kickoff by Fairy Peak does not work. These fake kickoffs have not been working. Look at that. He hits the brakes. Hopes that Kaydop is just going to hit the ball straight into him, which does happen. But then Kaydop just barrels through the ball anyway on the follow-through, gets another touch and just blasts it into the open net. And now we're in a much more interesting situation. Fairy has decided to play this final stretch.
Johnny,
more defensive.
Your videos in bed most nights.
That's cheeky.
My wife doesn't care for Rocket League, but she loves your voice.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good save by Fairy. He had not much boost to work with there. What does your wife think about the fact that you're spamming moi through what do you call it?
Banana.
Through a text-to-speech voice man, just to irritate me and 1,800 other people? Like, what does she think of that? Spoon raker, huh? That's what I want to know. Alright, will we see Kaydop get a goal back? He played the clock very smartly against Scrub, and he is playing very aggressively to finish this one off, but Fairy smartly keeping it away, and he gets a chance to ground it, does so 3-0. Kaydop is getting wrecked right here. He managed to bring it back within 1 due to the defensive approach of Fairy to finish off the game, but Fairy held on. He didn't give up too many goals. At LAN, were people calling themselves with the game nicknames? Yeah.
I don't think that guy has a wife.
You don't think that guy has a wife? Maybe he does. I mean, it's a pretty weird thing for... It's a pretty weird thing for somebody to make up that they have a wife. Would somebody really do that? Just lie on the internet? Would they? Would they just go and lie in a Twitch chat? But hey, Pentagram, welcome to the stream, dude. Thanks for the shares and the donations. As always. Which, at the moment, look like they're going to be going towards Fairy. Oh my goodness, Kaydop with a Really, really last second save. It was well played. This time Fairy trying to just collect the ball off the back wall, but drives under it. Even the tall hitbox of the Octane not able to scoop that one up. That's one of the advantages of the Octane, the taller hitbox, is that if the ball is slightly off the wall like that, you can, with the fact that the Octane is taller, get a touch on it when you just, you know, don't jump. You just scoop it up there, whereas the Batmobile might just go clean under it and therefore have to jump in order to get the hit. Alright, Kaydop did kind of get mind gamed there. Fairy just dropping the ball. I think Fairy, honestly, he was afraid to throw that because he knew it was probably going to miss, and he didn't want to throw it from such close range because Kaydop would just watch it hit the crossbar then counterattack. So it's really smart play by Fairy. I think that's what he went for. Just adapting into a fake because he didn't want to make a play. Sometimes that happens sometimes. You know, you'll be doing a bounce dribble down the line, then you accidentally kill the bounce, so you just change it into like a fake instead. You're like, oh well, I guess I'm just gonna mind game now. Then it works sometimes, and if it doesn't, it's not a disaster. Right, Kaydop actually got the boost there, courtesy of Fairy missing it, so he'll be very glad about that one. Gives him a chance to get the shot, but Fairy with a clutch save at the near post. Kaydop, very, very good that he stayed on the ground right there. He was getting beaten to the ball. Smart play, Kaydop not committing to a challenge yet again. Tries to set up the half volley and he does so, and it's good enough. Fairy's out the game. Well played, Kaydop. Getting a good enough first touch here, both to keep the momentum of the ball as quick as possible and also get the shot off at an early enough time to beat Fairy before you go back to the net. Hey, John1642, before I forget, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it, dude. Welcome to the channel. As we climb back up to 1100 subs. Again. We're on the way. Kaydop not hooking around the ball enough on that half volley. But Fairy's going to save it. Fairy knew that wasn't on target, but he's going to go for the save anyway. He doesn't want to let it hit his back wall uncontested. A smart power sliding by Fairy. And he's got the ball over Kaydop again. Kaydop looking lost for what to do right now. Trying to pick up boost. Gets one pad, but that's all he's going to get. And he pre-jumps. He actually would have had a save there if he didn't air roll so far backwards. He was afraid of Fairy being able to re-angle it. Another slow approach. These kickoffs have not been working. These slow approaches on face-off. I don't know if you guys ever run into that in your own games where somebody's just like trying to get the second touch on the ball and outplay you. But if it is happening, make sure just not to hit it straight at them and then not have a follow through. Like if you're gonna hit the ball straight at your opponent on face off and you know they're going slow, be sure that your car, like, you know, follows through in that direction so that you can dunk on whatever hit they get. But ideally just don't hit it straight at them anyway. Just like force it past them. My goodness. Fairy Peak is beating Kaydop 3-0 in a series and 3-1 in game 4. He's just straight up beating Kaydop to the ball right now. There's nothing more to it than Kaydop is getting outpaced. He's getting out efficiencyed, if that's a word. Okay, Fairy hesitation there though. Kaydop back within one. Slight hesitation by Fairy Peak was enough to result in a goal. Yeah, Kaydop just noticed that Fairy wanted that boost and he fired at the bottom right. Fairy was in two minds. He wasn't sure if he wanted to like make a turn to the left and contest the ball or make a turn to the right and go back to goal. Got stuck between both and did neither. Oh, well played. Kaydop with another goal, ties up the game with an air roll shot right after the face-off. Could Fairy have saved this? That's what I want to know. It seems like he's completely out of boost. Kaydop just being a tiny bit more efficient with this boost management. But you see these guys are definitely mixing it up. Sometimes they're using all their boosts, sometimes they're using like hardly any on the face-off. Sometimes they're you know, feathering it in there. Kaydop's a particular approach there. He used some boost for as soon as he jumped, or you know, he used some boost right before he dodged, and then during the dodge he stopped boosting, and after his dodge was completed he started boosting again. That's something that you guys can try if you feel like you're not getting to the ball fast enough on face-off. Just boost up until you dodge, stop boosting, and then you can start boosting again. Fairy actually they're not boosting after the dodge is finished, but he gets there pretty fast anyway, just because he dodged so late on his approach. Kaydop again. He's been second best pretty much this entire series. At no point during the series has Fairy Peak looked like he was in trouble. And that continues to be the case. Fairy's just done a great job winning races to the ball, winning races to boost, and just generally blasting it. Oh, speaking of blasting it, Kaydop blasts it in the upper 90 from point blank range. No saving this one. You would have had to pre-jump in last month to get there in time. That is a peach of a shot from Kaydop. Well played. He desperately needs more of those though, because right now he's on his final legs, last stretch. He's got his last life, and it turns out Kaydop's have 4 lives. This is his 4th one. Fairy Peak's already taken 3. And I've said this before, but just in case there's any new viewers who aren't familiar with Fairy Peak, he did get his name from previously being a competitive Pokemon player.
Johnny Boy _ is an aquatic, flightless bird. He lives almost exclusively on Twitch, with only one species, the Galapagos Johnny, found north of the equator. Highly adapted for life in the stream, Johnny has counter-shaded dark and white plumage, and his arms have evolved into flippers.
What is this spam? That's amazing. Who came up with that? I swear that must have been invented for somebody else's stream. That's amazing.
A
nice power slide cut by Fairy.
Johnny feeds on krill, fish, squid and other forms of sea life caught while playing Rocket League. He spend about half of their lives on Twitch and half on YouTube.
Oh my word, what a meme. That's solid. That's really, really good. Who came up with that? That's genius. I know you're all gonna say it was you. Oh, Fairy, he wanted the boost, and again he's just hesitated. He couldn't decide whether he wanted to turn to the right and contest the ball or turn to the left and go back to goal, and he did neither. He drove up the wall. Fairy Peak, that's the 2nd time you've misplayed in the exact same way. He'll not be happy with himself. Kaydop had to contort his card to something weird to get that ball clear. Yeah, of course. I knew it was all of you guys. It was Mimi. Well played. Whoever said it was Mimi is very, very good. That was the best answer. Fake wall shot by Kaydop. Does get read by Fairy Peak though. Kaydop, he needed to stay on the wall just a little bit longer. Oh, and he's tripped on the goalpost. He's tripping. But Fairy's shot was not on net. And Kaydop's had a boost. He thought he had more boost right there. He doesn't need another goal though. He just needs to hold on, and he's going to give Fairy a clean run through and goal. Collect the boost in the back. Fairy Peak's throw does get intercepted this time. Surely it's going to hit the ground. No, it stays up. Can Fairy do the impossible? He's going to go back for boost actually, and Kaydop will ground it. That's 1 game to his name. Very, very hard earned though. Fairy so close to taking the series in 4, and Kaydop, at least he's not been 4-0'd here. He's looked like the 2nd best player for pretty much every game though. Cracking save to start the game off there from Kaydop behind the scoreboard. It looks like they have readied up. I didn't even know that there was a type of Pokemon called Fairy until I heard about Fairy Peak, and I heard he used to be a competitive Pokemon player, and that his favorite type was Fairy. I'm like, huh, didn't even know Fairy was a type, because I stopped playing after Gen 2. So I only know everything up until Gen 2, and then I don't think that Fairy was a type in Gen 2. You just had normal, like the Jigglypuff and all them. They weren't fairies in Gen 2, were they? Somebody's gonna be in chat. Yes, they were. You pleb. How can you not know more about Pokemon? And I'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm a Rocket League caster. My bad. Scripted? Aye, that's a... That'll be right. That's a really good hit by Kaydop. Fairy's gonna have to use a lot of boost to get that clear. And it wasn't an easy clear in the first place. Now Kaydop's got the boost advantage from a great hit forward. I talked about this earlier. If you want to go for pressure from a ground shot, get it as high as possible. Especially if your opponent can't get up on the wall to defend, because they have to use so much boost just to fly up in the air. And it's not even... they might just miss it. It's possible they could just miss it from the air. Oh, look at the placement by Kaydop. Got saved though. Fairy is equal to it.
Chia 250. The Fairy type was introduced in Generation 6 Johnny.
I knew it. I knew it. Thank you though. I appreciate that, Pentagram. Good information. Confirming my fears were not necessary. Right, Kaydop not respecting Fairy's recovery here. He did not think that Fairy was just going to turn and take a shot. Actually, Kaydop might have been able to contest that, but he backed down. He'll be regretting that decision right now because it did not go well. Fairy making sure to get as much height on that pop as possible. He wants to waste as much time so he can just drive around and collect these small boost pads. He's actually missed all but one, but he used that one to get the save. It wasn't on net, but again, like I said earlier, he doesn't want to just let that ball hit off the back wall and come back center.
Kaydop getting ready to go. Go. V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V
For your sake.
V
Pop spill, really. Kaydop getting ready to go.
V
Now that Kaydop's got one win on the board, a lot of people will be asking, can you stop the Kaydop? That is the question. But right now, Fairy Peak looking like he might be able to do exactly that in his very pimped out Weebmobile with the cat ears. Very looking really good with the white Zombas and the heat wave. Can he continue this run of impressive form? So far, I've never seen Fairy look this good. This is the best I've ever seen him play in a series. And Kaydop, on the other hand, has been struggling. This is a casual demo by Kaydop. And the goal, beautifully done. Look at that play. Just swipes into the left, bangs Fairy Peak. Perfect first touch here to set up the shot. Air rolls to the right, and then dodges to finish. Beautiful, beautiful job by Kaydop to tie up the game. Zombas. Discount. Wait, those are discount white Zombas? They're grey? You're right. They're discount white Zombas. They've got some black mixed in. But while we've been looking at that, Kaydop's just casually scoring another kickoff goal with, oh, big misplay by Fairy. I've got a feeling that Fairy, what he was trying to do there is hit the ball into the curve so that it would then roll up the wall. And that would give him time to secure that mid boost, loop around, and then, you know, take it from there. But it didn't work when he just bounced it flat. Gets the immediate revenge, though. It's a bit more of a dead ball this time. That's my least favorite type of kickoff goal to concede because it's just like, oh, come on. I didn't even get a chance to try and recover. It's just like, it's just there for the tap in. Another soft touch by Kaydop to set up a half volley. But he's playing that situation pretty rushed, honestly. It's a pretty rushed first touch attempt. And he was thinking about it there, but you notice the ball was so far off the wall that he couldn't actually get the touch that he wanted to pop it into the midfield. So instead he just, you know, fakes a well shot. And Fairy Peak panics, offloads the ball to Kaydop. Great team play by the teammates, but of course Fairy will be regretting it in this situation. And these guys, they have been performing extremely well recently. Recently teaming up. Of course, Kaydop played Season 2 of RLCS alongside Skyline and Siki for Precision Z, but now they're playing for Mocket, Kaydop, Fairy Peak, and Mystic. Two Frenchmen and a Scotsman walked into a bar, and they became the #1 power rank team in Europe for the weeks leading up to RLCS Season 3. Well, that was some great control by Fairy Peak. The ball's really high up in the air, though. He will go to meet it, and not well. He's met it, but horribly. And now he's actually going to... Yeah, Kaydop's slow rolling it. Fairy Peak's bombing it back because he knows Kaydop could have stopped that ball on the goal line and waited to waste even more time. That's really smart by Kaydop. Just a quick glance back to see, just to make sure that Fairy Peak was trying to recover because he already had the lead. It was essentially 5-3 as soon as he scored. And if Fairy Peak, for example, you know, just sat up front there and did nothing, Kaydop could have knocked off maybe 10 or 20 seconds on the clock. I've seen it happen before, like 15, 20 seconds just disappearing from the losing player, and their chances to win diminish. And here comes Kaydop, doesn't get the ball, but he gets a piece of Fairy. You won't be too disappointed by that outcome because this is just more time being wasted. An aerial demolish from Kaydop, and it will lead to a goal. Nice wall shot. Fairy getting baited by the boost. I almost said boosted by the base. Boosted by the base. And now Kaydop really starting to get some actual momentum going. The last win that he received wasn't fast kickoff attempt by Fairy. That is so risky. I love it though. He needs to be taking risks, and that's a new one, to go for a fast kickoff to the side, no less. Like, that's the riskiest kickoff in the game for 1v1, I would say. Well, the riskiest variation of the fast kickoff, because there's two variations of the fast kickoff. One where you just try and shoot the ball as fast as you can straight at the opposition net, get it past him on the inside, And then there's the variation that we always see Jazer doing in his freestyle videos, where you try and force the ball on the outside to the side of the field with a fast face-off. That's what we just saw from Fairy Peak. He was trying to get just a clean hit on the ball. And of course, if Kaydop went for one of his slow kickoffs, which both these guys have been doing, it may have worked out really well. But I'd love to see him going for the direct shot down the middle, like fast kickoff on the inside, right down the middle. Perfect way to counter a slow face-off. If you think your opponent's going to do it, just boom it right down the middle as fast as you can. But now Kaydop actually has some real momentum going. I said last game he barely won it. Fairy honestly looked like the favourite, but Kaydop got the win anyway. But this game has been all Kaydop. He is unstoppable right now. Another pretty dead ball face-off. This time Kaydop wins it out. Can't stop the Kaydop. For those of you who are just tuning in, I accidentally misspelled Kaydop earlier. That's why people are saying Kaydop in chat and in donations. But you definitely can't stop him this game. 5 goals, 20 seconds is not going to be possible against a player of Kaydop's caliber. So I might as well go ahead and update the score right now, because I'm that confident that Kaydop has got this in the bag. And now we've got a really interesting series in our hands. It looked like Fairy might be on track for the sweep. We know he got swept by Cucks before on the stream, so he would have felt a little bit of redemption sweeping Kaydop. But it's turned into a pretty close series. Rigged, yeah.
Beatbox time. Axe.
It's actually pretty good. It's better than me. I can't beatbox that well. That's actually pretty good. I've never heard that before. Oh no, it's ruined it. Oh no. What happened? No, the beatbox. It's just turned into the alphabet. Alright, the alphabet's finally over. And now Kaydop's golden car is back in business. The Fairy Peak with the kickoff goal to start things off. KTSXCK. So that's the formula, is it, for the beatbox? But you started off with an A. It actually had A to start things off. Then it went into the full consonant formation. Oh dear, Kaydop, what's going on, mate? Another freebie for Fairy Peak. And with the double match point on the table, he really can't be giving up this many opportunities to his opponent. Still plenty of time left for Kaydop to find his feet, or find his wheels, if you will, in game 3. Another slow kickoff by Kaydop. He's just going for a complete block strategy, but he's missed the open net. What a disaster. He had a great outcome. His kickoff strategy worked perfectly, but now misses the open net. Fairy Peak actually going to try and bounce one in off the wall. Oh my word, what a finish by Fairy! That's a ridiculously good shot. Sets it up off the sidewall, loops back around, doinks it in the top corner. Holy cow, that is an absolute boomer by Fairy Peak. I don't think I've ever seen a doink like that before. That was an incredible play. What a way to take the lead in game 6. Fairy Peak says, oh yeah, by the way, for all you guys who have not been following European Gfinities this year, I'm Fairy Peak, by the way. Nice to meet you. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me in Season 3.
Dropping games to let the prize pool.
Oh my word, Kaydop! With an upper 90 finish of his own. Double touch aerial by Kaydop. He is unfazed by Fairy Peak's upper 90 finish at the other end. Responds with another goal of good looking quality. What happened? This series was pretty standard stuff. Just, you know, ground shots and dribbles and outplays and shadowing and fake challenges and dodgy kickoffs. But suddenly it's exploded into action in game 6. We have a really interesting series in our hands now. Kaydop, good interception, just gets goal side, plows through the ball. Both players have actually misplayed coming down off the wall onto the ground and conceded because of it. Oh, good save by Kaydop. Fairy taking a little bit too long to run that one into the open net. But that, of course, if you remember, was how Kaydop conceded his second goal. Goes for a double touch but misses it. That would have been another screamer of a goal for Kaydop. With Fairy Peak, slow playing it just so he can let the ball roll towards the boost. And not dodging into the challenge again. Pretty smart play. And somehow misses on the demo. That was so close to a demo on Kaydop, which would have been a goal. Have to think that would have been a goal. But he just barely didn't have enough momentum to get the demo. More challenges by Fairy without dodging, which is smart because, of course, if you don't dodge, your recovery time is not going to be anywhere near as bad as if you would dodge. Double jump pop this time, no throw. Of course, we did see some incredibly impressive throws from Fairy Peak earlier on, so I am a little bit surprised that he didn't just revert back to that strategy. He ended up looking to bump Fairy off the wall there, and just tags him once more on the ground. Has the boost advantage. Okay, Fairy Peak just getting the save, but will Kaydop get the shot? No, he can't get to contort his car in the right angle. That would have been so impressive if Kaydop got that one in. Still one goal down, and plenty time to find the goal. So Kaydop needs to just make sure to stay calm here. His inner monologue's probably turning into Scrub's voice saying, stay calm, steak ham. Two delicious types of meat. And there's the throw, but oh my goodness, the bar down, and Fairy catches it by accident and feels backflip, man. That's going to be tie game. Fairy Peak accidentally flips at the worst possible moment. I mean, there's never a good time to accidentally flip, but Fairy Peak showing us one of the worst ones. Do I think this is the skill ceiling of Rocket League? No, not even close. These guys have misplayed hundreds of times this series. There we go. Fairy this time does revert back to the throw. And it works out pretty well. He's got the boost steal and the ball under his control. Kaydop's giving him the space that he's been wanting. I smell another throw, guys. There it is. Not a good one. Kaydop with the save. And Kaydop going for the trap, trying to just get the ball moving as fast as possible. And Fairy Peak looking for space here. He's out of boost. He's just looking to try and stall this this onslaught that Kaydop is bringing in his general direction. But Kaydop's shot there definitely misplaced. Oh, speaking of misplaced, what on earth happened to the hit on the ball there from Fairy? But he's somehow come out with a play that has sort of worked. This entire passage of play has been extremely weird. Fairy missing 2 throws in a row, and Kaydop committing extremely aggressively into Fairy's corner twice, and he's got punished this time. I don't know what Kaydop is thinking, but if he's thinking, I want to concede right now, then he definitely came up with a pretty good way to do it. If he's thinking about stealing the boost, probably unadvisable. Kaydop down by a goal now. He needs to get an equalizer to stay in the series. More donations rolling in. I don't know what the prize pool's at right now, but it's probably a decent little pot for these guys. But this should be an equalizer. It will be. These guys inseparable now in game 6. Who's it going to be? Oh, Kaydop again, just goal side. Comes in, challenges from the right side of the ball. Doesn't want to let Fairy push it past him. Because of course Fairy has 2 options in that position. He can either try and cut the ball infield, or he can try and bounce it off the wall. And for Kaydop, if he's going to challenge, like he did, he needs to read which of those options Fairy Peak is going for. No way. If Kaydop had actually scored that, that would have been insane. And I feel like Fairy actually got the boost there. That's insane. Kaydop will feel robbed that Fairy got that boost because he was on the ground first, but Fairy just jumped over the top of him and nicked it. Double jump from Kaydop. Sets up the shot for Fairy. I smell a volley. There it is. Kaydop pre-jump. Get the save. This is the final seconds of the game. Kaydop does not want to give Fairy Peak space, but somehow Fairy Peak has got one more opportunity. Kaydop blocks it, and they're going to have a makeout session at the near post. Is there going to be a kickoff goal to close out the series? Looks like we're going to have a little bit of breathing room, and the ball's rolled down. This is not what Fairy wanted, but he pops it up somehow. Gets the ground shot. That's going to do it. Kaydop can't stop that one. 4-2 in the series. Oh, how did Fairy get so much height on that initial pop? That's really, really, really well done. And Kaydop defending the wall, not defending the goal. GG's. Kaydop drops to his teammate, to his countryman, to his national rival, Fairy Peak. But what a game. Game 6, some great goals. Pretty end-to-end stuff. These guys murdering each other in many aspects. of the series. Many aspects of play. Even kickoffs. Their kickoffs are pretty much identical. They're going for these slow kickoffs a lot, which didn't really work very well. But that might be because they're playing against, you know, the one other player in the world who does go for these slow kickoffs as much as themselves. But we need to watch out for the slow kickoffs of Fairy Peak and Kaydop in different matchups. It's not this one, because they go for them all the time. So we had a double miss on one of the face-offs. It's just crazy. But well played. Fairy Peak definitely looking like the better player today. Able to score some absolute boomers to take the series. And the 3-0 lead to start things off was definitely just too much to come back from. GG's, very well played. What was the prize pool? Oh, the prize pool's bang on 100 quid. That's really interesting. Okay, well, £100 is more than $100. It's more than $100. It is $125 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I just googled £100 in dollars. It's $124.86. So we'll make that $125. And of course, like I said, the first 100 goes to the winner, and then the remaining 25, we'll times that by 0.35 to find out what Kaydop's going to get. Kaydop's going to get $9 here, and the remaining 116 will go to Fairy Peak. So I'll just make a quick note of that. Just a little prize here for Kaydop. You can get some lunch tomorrow. You can buy a pizza, and then 116 to Fairy. But my goodness, what a boomer of a doink to start things off in Game 6. That was insane. Watch the Matrix replay. Oh yeah. $9, PogChamp. Well, Scrub won $2 for losing to Kaydop the other day. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Let's check that replay real quick. The Matrix. When did it happen? We'll see what Fairy Peak saw. Oh man, where was it? It was a blue goal. So it was probably... There's 3 goals in a row. Yeah, there's 3 blue goals in a row. Coming up is probably one of these ones. Not that one. Yeah, it's this one. Look at this. I swear this ball hit Fairy. I swear. I swear it hit Fairy Peak. I was so confused when this went in. So he tried to pop it in the corner, missed the hit. If he just hit that a little bit harder, he could have gone for a boost steal. It did hit him, because look, the trail changes color. But it looks like it should have had a much more solid contact than that. This was definitely a pretty weird touch. Definitely a pretty weird touch. Yeah, you would expect this to hit harder, but that just shows you like how much the Octane hitbox does not match. It's does not match what it actually looks like. We're just gonna get back to the same spot again, then go to 5% and fly. Alright, let's try and pause this at the exact moment. Yeah, see right there. Like, this is why I was confused. But it seems like, despite the fact that it looks like it hit off Fairy's nose, the game just read it as an undercarriage hit because Fairy was backflipping. So, yeah. It looked like this was going to be a much larger redirect than it was. As you can see, the ball's angle hardly changed at all. It just pretty much continued in the exact same trajectory that it had already. But the trail changed color. It just brushed off the wheel on the way past. Just brushed off the wheel.